Iran and Saudi Arabia, the two great oil-producing rivals of the Middle East, have agreed to restore ties and reopen embassies 7 years after relations were severed. The two nations came to an agreement after Chinese brokered talks in Beijing. Remember, viewers, Riyadh cut ties with Tehran after Iranian protesters attacked Saudi diplomatic missions in Iran in 2016 following the Saudi execution of the revered Shia cleric Nimr al-Nimr. The two nations went through a streak of ups and downs between the years 2016 to 2022. Joining us at this point is Ambassador Bhashwati Mukherjee, former diplomat. We also have Professor Asif Daudi joining us live, South and Middle East Asia foreign policy expert. Colonel J.S. Sodhi, foreign affairs expert, is also joining us on the broadcast. Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, is also with us live as well. Let me get started with you, Professor Daudi, now as well. Professor Daudi, now the fact, of course, is, I just want you to put things a bit more in context for our viewers on what really led to the severing of ties between two nations. Of course, it was an attack that took place on the Saudi diplomatic missions in Iran in 2016. Then, of course, there was the Saudi execution of the revered Shia cleric Nimr al-Nimr. There have been hosts of ups and downs, isn't it, between the period of 2016 to 2022. Just put things in context of what soured and what do you believe suddenly has looked up?
Well, Uday, what I have to say, yes, you're right. There were problems and the world knows about this. And some proxy wars and some issues, especially, that was supported or is sponsored by Iran, as the media report says. But the positive thing is that what triggered this, what I understand, the leadership here, as two of the panelists also rightly mentioned about the changes in Saudi Arabia, the kind of vision that they have. We all know about Vision 2030. We all know about the vibrancy of this vision and how things will be really different even after 2030. That is the target. One of the points in this vision, as you must be aware as well, that having dialogues and finding better political solutions and, engaging with others and regional security and peace, etc. Saudi Arabia has a very, great vision now and leadership, and that's why these positive signs can easily be seen. We know that China is the one who has mediated this, but whatever is the situation, as I told you, there were problems, and if there is any positive signs of these sorts between any two countries, any two rivals, be it for on the religious basis or petroleum or regional or other issues, these things are in fact positive, and I think this is going to have a better impact, even in terms of you were talking about the role of India. What I understand, when we have problems with our neighborhoods, when we have issues like we have with Pakistan, they always try to, have some sort of, they stay away from the kinds of dialogues and having the regional peace and security. If that happens, in diplomacy, usually in the international relations, what happens, there is nothing called permanent friends or permanent enemies, as you know. There are people, they try to mediate. There are people who have their vested interest, as you know, about the blocks being created. We know that the world is being divided into parts. Ambassador Mukherjee also talked about whether Joe Biden is watching this or not. And I think this is something that the world is looking at, and India is also having a close view of that. I think the kind of situation that we see here, we had been having or coming across lots of news coming from Iran, coming from this region, and there were tension and other things. So this is something, having a resumption of diplomatic relations between these two countries, especially within 2 months, I take it very positively, and I think any disputes, any problems that should be there, but it should really have a way that the best way is to have dialogues and have some sort of windows open so that we can do something better and positive things, as I told you that we have we have read that in the vision also. I'm here in Saudi Arabia, I'm here in Jeddah. I know what kind of vision we have. I know the impacts of that, and even India is playing very important role in that. India is standing, side by side and like a friend, and we have a stronger relation with Saudi Arabia. So India is cooperating a lot, and Saudi Arabia is also trying to take mutual kind of support from other countries like India in the vision. And that is the beauty of something that you engage with others. And the role of Saudi Arabia at this moment on the global arena, global platform, is something very important nowadays, and everyone is looking at these changes. Everyone is appreciating that, be it the people here in the Saudi people, or the expatriates living here, or the neighborhood, or any parts of the world. So this is really, Uday, I mean, I must tell you, I reiterate that these things show that how positively you are trying to move, and you are thinking about the people and citizen of your country, and vision that what you can do in future. Because here, when we have a vibrant society, when we have a vibrant and diversified economy, we cannot keep fighting with people. We have to create the atmosphere and situation when you have to talk to each other, when you have to show the positive things, as Saudi Arabia has been showing that. Even in the past, in some cases there were some kinds of support, humanitarian support. Even in Yemen, Saudi has been doing a lot, despite the fact that there were some proxies reported there, as per the media reports, etc. But having said that, despite all these problems there, what is seen today, this is one of the major international development, I must say. And this is something the other countries, even Pakistan, should take a lesson from this, that how they can also, like, recently you might have heard, and we have a debate even after a few minutes, that the Chief Justice of Pakistan and others, they always try to stay away from these kinds of dialogues, despite the fact that India tries its best to, create some sort of regional peace, dialogue, and security, etc. They promote that. So that lesson should be taken also from the other countries, our neighborhood as well. And let's say whosoever is initiating this is something good, and this is positive. I take it as an Indian living in Saudi Arabia as one of the achievements of the Vision 2030 and its leadership. And I really appreciate this, what is happening with it.
Okay, let me leave the last word to Professor Dodi. Closing comment.
Yeah, Uday, it's really interesting to see how it goes further. But as I said, whenever such things happen, I think I take it positively. I hope that the civil war there in the Yemen, that ends, and I hope that in the future also positive things take place in this surrounding and different parts of the world. What I understand here is from this one, it's
Right.
just the beginning, initial things. You're having the restoring the diplomatic channels, and many things are to be seen later. And we should be positive. Let's see what happens next.